Alright, our third performer, Eli Williams, is a writer of music, writer of words, and self-proclaimed number 4 on the top 5 best petter of cats.
Pet those cats.
He believes that even though the world breaks us, we can pick up the pieces and create something even more beautiful in its place. His work reflects the building of the pieces he has found through his travels and the pieces of himself. With them, he hopes to find others that will help glue together the change that can help increase understanding, empathy, and kindness in this ever-changing world. Please welcome to the stage, Eli Williams!
What up?
What up?
Yo!
I just realized I have to pee. So, whoops.
Go ahead.
Okay. Cool.
I was supposed to tell everybody that the only bathroom is over there. It's the one marked women's, but we're all using it.
Alright.
I think we can all
cool.
handle a gender-neutral bathroom.
Yes.
We're all adults here.
Yes.
Hi.
Speak for yourself.
It is really bright up here, and I haven't done this for a while, so...
We're glad you're here.
Hey, thanks. I'm glad you're here. Hey, my dad's here. He's like that guy over there. He's the only family member that loves me enough to be here. I really wish that wasn't true. Yeah, I'm just setting you guys up for the fact that all of my poetry and music is kind of sad.
I love sad music and poetry.
Fantastic. Okay, that's fine. This guy, holy crap, so good.
Oh yeah.
Sky, amazing. I love banjos. Anyway, all right, enough stalling. So I'm gonna start with a song that I don't think is finished. And it might be awful, but we're gonna do it. Somehow I have to get this pick. Once I stop. Okay. We can do this together. All right. I think we'll be good. I might just not do that. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. I might start with a different song, because I don't remember that one right now. All right.
Years of not caring, savage
Okay, now for some sadder poetry. Would it be possible if you could tell me when I have 5 minutes left?
Sure.
Thank you. Okie dokies. It has actually never been a time where I've read poetry through a microphone. Just disclaimer, a lot of my poetry is really short, so you don't have to clap after each one. It's really okay. Alright, so this is titled You Were Worth It. You wouldn't know it if you never really looked at her like I do. Not everyone walks around and takes pictures of flowers, digital snapshots of vivid memories. She changes with the seasons, seems to flow with the breeze. She's an apathetic queen driven by misery she's only seen. She won't let anyone in. Must be too damp or corroded or too cramped for her style. She's used to being used, and sadness is just another word. Alone is not a description, it's just an existence. It's not my fault you don't feel the love I give. You don't have to do this alone, and you never have, but you get what you give. I've watched you walk away too many times to care about the broken bones from holding yourself too tight. You survived and keep surviving, and all you care about is survival. I care about caring, hugging ghostly corpses, and trying to find you in crowded bars, looking at the back of heads in dim light. I'm starting to choke on the thick puffs. I'm starting to think none of this was ever worth it.
Wow.
More happy family stuff. That one's about my mother. Okay. This is titled, We Don't Know Why. As long as I don't breathe, I won't see you. Sometimes love isn't enough and we don't know why. But everything happens for a reason, and even if that's not the case, we have to believe it. It's the only thing we can believe when the loneliness sets in. And you can't drink anymore because your world is blurred, and your breathing is shallowed, and the walls start moving, and you close your eyes, and the tears they burn, and the nails dig deeper, and you clench your jaw, and your noises muffle, and you sleep. But you never want to, because you always wake up. Thank you. Okay. This is called Red Lights. I wrote this poem while at a red light. Hey, props to awesome titles. Yeah, Red Lights. I can't seem to make my heartbeat slow down. This is around the time where everything gets messy, and I can't catch up on my fuck-ups, and I keep saying sorry, but it's starting to not matter. I stop at red lights for a little too long, staring out my window, looking at people going wherever they are going. I'm drawn to know if they are happy, and how I could be too, if I could be too. If I could just go where they're going, see what their life is like, maybe all my fuck-ups would be put into perspective. Maybe it would make me a better writer. Maybe I could find out what I've been missing. Or maybe it would just make the driver behind me really, really pissed off. So, you guys ever had one of those exes that make you hate, like, everything?
Yes.
No. Yes.
I'm sorry to whoever hasn't. Your life is disgusting and gross. So I have, and she's the worst. I hope you're watching. Anyway, I have a really funny story about this. I literally wrote this, and I had no idea that she was still following my poetry blog. And I got a text that said, hey, what poems are about me? Excuse me? Like, a lot of them? But what about this one? Oh.
You found who it is.
Fuck yeah, it's about you. This is called Closets and Corridors. You are a broken poem. You are the words I have to claw out of my skin, finding anything with a sharp point just to be disappointed again that all I can find are the couple of spoons you left me with. And each layer has a different story to tell about why you left. You are the shitty poem I can't stop writing. You're the puzzle we did the first week we moved into our new place. You taught me how to glue every piece together. You gave it a purpose other than shoving it back into the box, broken. You are what love dreams about when it's having a nightmare, the overused, complicated cliche of being too loved to stay. And love is chasing you down corridors while you are alone, hiding, broken, in a closet waiting for someone to try and pull you out while you pull them in. I think I'm just going to read through all my poetry, and then if I have time, I'll play that one song that I royally messed up at the beginning. Okay, this is called Drawing Lines. And now we're getting into the shorter poetry thing, because when I was in college, I thought that was cool. And so I have a ridiculous amount of poems that are really, really short. This is called Drawing Lines. Drawing lines down your forearms to your palms, tracing the track marks with flesh-colored crayon. Let's pretend we can just close our eyes to this forever. This is called Disjointed. I find myself at this altar again, saving up my tears for a sacrifice, and I ask the gods to let me be free of the aching bones and heavy heart, the thick blood that runs slowly through me. I ask them, ripping my clothes to shreds, if I have suffered enough yet, screaming if they are happy that they keep giving and taking my will to live with each person they place and pull out of my life. With each piece of string left, I fashion a rope to pull myself out of this dirt pit that was dug for me long before I was ever born. I'm sick of the dirt piled underneath my fingernails. I'm sick of being stuck working so hard to gain so little. I scream and the gods have no answers. They leave me to myself again. I'm no good on my own, and I am no good to no one. I untangle the rope, and I place the strings on the ground, so I don't strangle myself while waiting. This might be one of my favorite poems ever, and I'm really hyping it up, because it's really, really short. It's called Drunken Epiphanies 1. I gotta get into it. Life is a colony of fireflies encased in a mason jar that you forgot to poke holes in.
Oh, yes.
I was really, really drunk. Now we're going back to sad. I'm sorry. This is entitled Come Crash Down Around Me. If it helps, I generally don't talk about my poetry and what I wrote it about or when or how or whatever, because a lot of them I write while driving, and that's probably illegal. So when Trump first got elected, they had all of those, I know, it's the worst. When Trump first got elected and they were having all of those riots in the streets in New York around Trump Tower, I wrote this poem, and here we are 2 years later after they said that they were going to try and impeach him 100 and some odd days into office. But I wrote this poem then, and I'm an incredibly pessimistic person. So here we go. Everything all at once has come crashing down around me. I hear the trumpets roar and the tousled strands of hair. Underneath my furrowed brow, I can see it now as the thousands cry out. We are told to fight for peace and equality. It's just not what it's meant to be. And we are not what we are meant to be. There is so much more out there, somewhere, in a child's embrace or a 25-something's naivety, that all of this will work out in the end. Everything all at once is coming together, trembling together. We once stood weathered and torn but alive. Everything all at once has changed, and I'm not so sure it meant anything. Okay, now we're getting into some of my favorite ones. Alright, this is called Losing God. I've tried to find God in the dim light of grungy bars, in the limelight of stars, backwoods in a stranger's garage. Half faces made out by the light of the inhalation of cigarettes, sitting in broken rocking chairs placed in a half-built shack. The rush of a blackened river bouncing off leafless trees, echoes of half-hearted laughter from people who no longer have life to give unless it's given from a bottle. Self-sufficient, self-suffocating, self-sacrifice is found in our vice, the thing we choose to make us feel alive. But what is left of life if we haven't lived to have anything to lose? Okay, so these 3 poems are literally my last relationship. Body sings electric. My body was electric and the stars were lightning bugs swirling in a glass jar just open. My mind was silent and your smile became all that I have ever loved, I have ever needed. And as the music danced with my soul, I felt whole. This next one is called Tattoo. I want you to tattoo the word love across my heart so the sacrifice of pain means something. So when you open me whole on the days I don't feel anything at all, you can put me in front of the mirror so I can remember, so I can see that love is a part of me. And this last one is Young Love. And I actually have these differently on this piece of paper, but now that I'm saying them, I think I'm always going to do them this way. Yeah, so this next one is called Young Love. She pressed her lips to my chest, told me I was her best yet, told me she wasn't waiting around for me to pretend that I was what she needed. Then she left. This is called You Are.
5 minutes left.
Thank you. You are constant in waiting and love when I come home. You sit and just stare right at me, right through me. You sleep and somehow drown out everything, yet conscious when I call your name. You understand so much, but I can never tell what you comprehend. You inhale warmth and cuddle up when it's cool. You are everything I want in a person. You are the best cat in the world. So gross.
That was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is perfect.
This one is called Worth, and I left this one for last. I actually have music that goes with this, but it is really hard to play your guitar and say poetry. So I'm just going to do it without music to the same cadence that I would do it. I think that makes sense.
Acapella.
And this is probably like Ryan's 8th time of hearing this poem. So just bear with me, friend.
Meh, that doesn't make it any less better.
That's true. Okay. And let's see if I can do this right. I've been stuck so long in a mindset that didn't fit. The oversized circle shape to my square self. Worthless, useless, better off dead. Afraid of my potential, afraid of becoming anything more than what I already was, fighting so hard for love that didn't see the potential of who I was. I let myself believe I didn't deserve to be better, that living life was the suffering I needed to endure because of my failings and mistakes. Like I was something special enough to die a martyr to the causes I made up in my own head. Night-long battles of hoping I could finally pull the trigger on the gun I hid in a backpack kept in the back of the closet. Secrets slowly being pulled out. Like all the knives we put back into the drawers, one at a time over the course of a month because I was getting better. But mainly, I was just better at hiding. Everything slowly starting to unwind into I don't know answers, but I was still trying. I understand now so much more than what I did. And every person in my life until this point was bullets in a chamber. I guess I just needed someone to pull the trigger. I needed to be shot in the head. I can feel the vulnerability, like the rush of blood on a cold day. The pounding in my head pushes me to continue. And the old selfish desire that maybe if I keep trying, I'll be good enough again for you to love. I can end now. Thank you so much. I'm going to go pee.
Eli.